Are you able to view? You're able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure. So I'll just start with the session. The first question is, Philip, someone else joined. Okay, yeah, hi, Satya. See, actually, in Chennai, there's like ongoing cyclone, and like we have power cut since morning. Okay, so like my computer is already running on backup, so I'll start the session and finish it as soon as possible, because if it goes off, I won't be able to save the recording. So I'm carrying on with the session. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so fill in code 1 and code 2, which can be used in Vuex tool to update the below average state variable with the objects of those students who have scored less than 55 marks. This is the code given. Now in Vuex, mutation are used to change the state, while actions are used to perform asynchronous operations before committing mutations. And in the given context, we need to update this below average array with the marks of those students who have got less than 55 marks, and that has to be done with mutation. Okay, so first is this is incorrect, because though it is mutations code, they have used a mutation. However, it does not use the reference the state object correctly. Okay, state is not used correctly. Again, in second, it is incorrect because actions is there, it has to be mutations. Third also, mutations is there, however, it does not reference a state correctly. Fourth one is correct because it is using mutations and state has been used correctly. So, okay, the next question, it's a quite straightforward one. An SPA is a web application that allows a user to interact with the app as usual, where even when offline. Okay, okay. In this question, it's saying, suppose the API URL, this URL is given, throws a 404 error. What will be logged onto the console except the URL? Okay, so throws API use throws a 404 error. So here it says, if it is not okay, okay, you have like the state it's given, and in the try block, it tries to it tries to parse the JSON, parse the response. Now response cannot be parsed, so it goes into the inner catch block, which throws error, data is not JSON serializable. Now this error is caught by the outer catch block, which again throws error, network error. And the function custom fetch catch handler handles that error and consoles that error as network error. Okay, okay. In this question, consider the view application with markup index.html and JavaScript file app.js. Here, the parent mycom, it defines three slots. Slot first, it will render this template, slot props.user.name1, and this is a default slot. uh, it will render slot props.user.name3 template, and this slot second will render slot props.user.name2 template. In app.js, the child mycom, it has a template here. We are like the vbind, we are doing vbind with the user object with the default slot. Okay, the default slot is rendering slot props.user.name3 template. And again, we will vbind the user object with the first slot. And it will render the template slot props dot, first slot props dot user dot name one. There is no mention of the slot second. So slot second, this template will not be rendered. Only the default and the this name 3 and this name 1, these two templates will be rendered. Okay, and it will be rendered as the default is name 3. Sonali's first is this is Sonali's template, and one another name 1. This is Abhi's template. This is Sonali's template. This is Abhi's. This is from Abhi's template. Okay. Okay. Now this, consider the following JavaScript program, predict the output. Here we have where X is in the global scope. We have another object Y, which has a normal function and a property X set to 40. Again, constant, it's a object X is set to 40, and arrow function. The arrow function do not have their own this, and this will always point to the global scope. Here z.func.apply y. When we do z.func.apply y, okay, z.func, this value x will be referring to the global scope. This global variable x is 20. Now when we do y.func.call this, though we are doing z.func.apply y, we are using apply. However, since it's an arrow function, it will always point to the global scope, and the context will not change. So that's why, since we are not passing any argument of x, the value of x will be undefined. So value is 20 and value is undefined will be the answer. Okay, here we have considered the below JavaScript code and predict the output if executed. We have const runs code 20. If score is greater than 20, then it's true, else false. We have another function, team selector. It is calling, it returns new promise, resolve reject, and it is calling runs code run. Okay, the argument passed is 100. So it is calling runs code. Score is greater than 100 is not greater than 100. It is false. So it goes into the reject. It is out of team. Okay, and it will be handled by the catch block. Console dot out of the team will be consoled. Okay. Here again, our JavaScript code predict the output executed. We have this function. Okay, we have this progen t. Okay, return new promise, resolve reject, and if t is greater than 5, disqualify, reject, else resolved, qualified. Now in the async function decider, we are calling progen with the argument 3. Here t, value of t is 3, which is not greater than 5, so it is resolving qualified. So console.log res1, it is res1. So the here it will be consoled qualified. Again, we are calling progen with argument 6. 6 is greater than 5, so it will be rejected, disqualified. Since it is rejected, it will be handled by the catch block, and it will console.log data that is disqualified. Okay, I'm so sorry, I just go through that before before I say that, because it is a synchronous function, first decision started will be consoled, decision started, and then we are sending progen 3, and it will be consoled qualified. Then progen 6 we are sending, and it is reject will be handled by the catch block, and it will console.log data. Now we are exiting the function, so that's why this will not be consoled. What will be there is decision started, qualified, and disqualified. Okay. The next is it's the same thing, no? Here, what happens is it returns a valid HTML output. Okay, it returns a valid one. So it will try to parse the JSON. Now, JSON response is not, we cannot parse the JSON response. It will go into this inner catch block. Data is not JSON serializable, which will be caught by the outer catch block network error, and it will be handled by the function custom fetch catch handler, and it will console network error. Here, okay. Here we have this index.html, app.js we have. There are some components given, home, error, profile, some conditions given. The question is asking, suppose the application is, you're able to hear me, right, guys? You can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sure. So suppose the application is running on port 8080. What will be the rendered router view for the URL 127.0.0 slash profile? First, what we need to do is we need to check the path. First, to check the path if it is there. Okay, profile. Now you see that we have slash. We have
Some idea, ma'am.
some ID. Okay, so just slash profile is not there. So we will choose this path. If the path is not matching, we will always choose which is given as the alternate, which is like not there. That's why we are choosing this. Component is error with sorry. For component error, it is given page not found. Is it so? Yeah. So because the path is not there, we chose the component error. Error component says page not found. Okay.
Ma'am, can you explain again?
Uh, yeah. What's this? Okay. Sure, sure. What I said was whenever where did it go? Okay. Whenever we see this type of question, first we will go straight we will go to the paths. What are the routes given? Okay. The routes given. What is the path? If it is there in the path, okay. You have to see path, only path is given, only profile is given or not. Profile is not given, along with it some ID is given where ID is not mentioned. So we cannot select this. If it is not matching, anything which does not match, we will select the last one, usually the last one that is given, that is star. A component is error. We go to the component error, and error, the template rendered will be page not found. So if the path is not matching, this particular template will be rendered on the browser. Okay. For the next question, it is of similar type only. It is saying, suppose the application running on port 8080, what will be the rendered inside the router view component of div element with ID app when a user visits a URL slash profile slash to slash personal. Okay, this profile we have seen that a little bit different. Okay, we've seen that profile slash ID is there. Component is profile, and after profile there's personal also. There's some another personal also. We'll go into that also. So first is profile slash ID. ID given is 2. For profile slash ID, component is profile. We go to the profile component. Okay, we go to the profile component. It says welcome user. There is a nested router view. Okay, so personal, for the path personal, the component is personal info. Personal info. In personal info, the template says if user exists, then user name will be that username, state of that user will be like rendered, else it is unknown. So ID given is 2, I think. Yeah, ID given is 2, and we have ID 2, Abhishek, name is Abhishek, state is Delhi. So name is Abhishek, state is Delhi will be rendered. What will be first was profile, right? For profile, we had welcome user, name Abhishek, profile, welcome user, name Abhishek, and state Delhi. That will be the answer here. For the next question we have, okay, we'll do that later. Okay, here we have async. Okay, we have async function test x. Okay, this x is they are passing 7. Let a await new promise. The logical operator you all know, right? 4 and 7 is 7. So a is 7. Now b it will it as a await new promise, resolve, reject. If a is greater than 2, a is 7. So if a is greater than 2, it resolves with 8. A is 7 and b is 8. So console.log 7 8. Now here it says reject and resolve. This actually resolved with a is 7. So here resolve console.log promise resolve with the answer 7 dot then a console.log new value data. Now it is not returning anything, so it will be new value will be undefined. It is returning a promise. There's no error. Cache block will not be executed. Final is always executed. However, finally will not take any data. Okay, so it will always be undefined, and it will not make any modification to the existing data. It was returning promise. It will not make any modification to it. This promise will be like go to the next dot there. So a new value data will be this promise. Finally will again be executed end of program. So what we have is console.log a is 7, b is 8. Then console.log new value data. Data is undefined here. Then finally new value data is again undefined. Okay, then we have new value is promise and end of program. So we have 7 8 promise rejected with answer 7. Promise resolved with answer 7. No, one moment guys, let me. Yeah, promise rejected with answer 7. Okay, anyone knows why it is coming promise rejected with answer 7? Rejected with answer 7.
Ma'am, go to the top, ma'am. I'm not seeing
Yeah,
an
yeah,
some
tell.
some.
Tell. This one or the question, which one you want?
No. Same question. I didn't see the top code,
Ah,
ma'am. Yes,
okay, top code. You see now?
yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. I thought this is resolved with answer 7. However, it is coming rejected with answer 7.
We have the test a function.
Yes, we have this test A. So A is resolving with 7, right? However, why it is showing reject? No idea. R. Um,
Ma'am, the first promise give a response resolve with 9, ma'am.
resolve
First,
with 9.
first falsy value and first truthy value with 7. It's give 7. It's give 7.
4
Ma'am,
and
can you explain
mhm.
let A and B, मतलब
Yeah.
second
See,
row and third row?
second and third. See, it is here it is saying 4 and 7. 4 is true the value. Okay. If it is true the x is 7. Okay. 7. So it will be a is 7, right?
Yes, ma'am. A is 7. A
Yeah,
is 7.
a is 7. Okay, why
So
it
why,
is
ma'am?
logical, or if you all know if it is true the left side is true the we take the right side.
Ma'am, ampersand give the truthy first truth falsy value.
Mm-hmm.
while a double pipe gives the first truthy value.
Okay. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So we came for ampersand.
Uh-huh.
There is no falsy value,
Okay.
so it's come to the double pipeline. It's
Okay.
give their first truthy value, and non-zero value is in JavaScript is a truthy value. So 7 from X there is 7 value, 7 double pipe 9, it's give first truthy value as 7, ma'am.
Yes. Seven is okay. But see this part, I'm not sure why it is saying promise rejected with answer. It is supposed to be resolved only, but it is saying rejected with 7.
Ma'am, in
Mm-hmm.
B, if A greater than 2,
Huh.
then we resolve with
With
first give for truthy value. It gives 8, ma'am.
gives 8.
Yes,
Hmm.
we have to catch. There is no catch function. It's return. Then A becomes 7. 7. Ma'am, in the return function, it's return 7, ma'am.
Return function returns 5 and 7.
It's
Yes, ma'am.
7,
5
ma'am.
and 7.
Ma'am, ampersand value gives the first falsy value. There is no falsy value. It's return the last one. There is
Okay.
7. A is 7. It's
Yeah.
return the 7.
Hmm. A7. Okay. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Where it is? Uh, okay. Again, it is saying what will be rendered inside the router view for the URL profile slash 5. You have to check if this particular path is there. Profile slash 5, yes, there is a profile slash ID component is profile. You go to the component profile and it says that if user if user exists, then the name and state, or else it will be the template unknown user will be rendered on the browser. The ID is 5, like user is not there. ID 5 does not exist, so it will be unknown user on the browser. Okay, unknown user, that's the reason. Eh, Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Here, consider the following application with the markup index.html and JavaScript file app.js. Okay.
Ma'am, which year PYQ will serve?
Oh, this is January 2023.
No. Okay.
Okay, I'll put it. You want it? I'll give it to here. Okay. See, there's some network issue on my side. Okay. So the question asked. This is a question, quite a big one. The question asked is what will be rendered inside the router view? Profile 3 slash personal. So profile ID, we will go for profile component. Inside the profile component, welcome user. There's a nested router view, and personal is there, I think. Personal. Profile 3 personal. Profile says welcome user. Then we will go to the personal component. Personal component, it says a user exists, then it will be rendered, name will be rendered, or else unknown, name and state else unknown. So in the data property of, oh sorry, so this is not personal, no, this is not personal. Is it okay, yeah, personal info. For personal path component is personal info, yeah, so I was right only. Personal info is the path which says that if user is there, user name and state will be rendered on the browser, else unknown. The data property in the personal info, it lists some name and ID 3 is given.
ID is 3, ma'am.
Yeah, so it's not there. So since it is not there, it will be unknown state and unknown name. Welcome user unknown state unknown name will be on the like rendered on the browser. Okay, this is quite straightforward. Our finally block always comes at the end of the promise chain. Every catch block must always be preceded by a then block. Quite straightforward. Okay. Then we have true. Yeah, data saved in local storage has no expiration time, unlike session storage. Yeah, we know that. The data the data saved in session storage gets cleared as soon as the page ends. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, we came to the end of it. So, guys, I think the paper is finished, and next week again there'll be just a doubt clearing session, and before end term again we will be doing PYQs. Okay, so best
We
of
have
luck,
some questions, ma'am.
guys. Actually, I said like my computer is running on backup. Okay, so I need to like close it as soon as possible. Else, if it goes off all of a sudden, this recording I will not be able to save. Okay, so your if you have doubts, just put it in Discord. Someone will answer it. I wanted to finish as soon as possible. Okay, I'll just close the session. And guys, best of luck. As told you guys, I'm so sorry because I'm staying in Chennai, and here the situation is very bad. For power cut since morning.
Oh,
Okay, I'm running on computers running on backup. Okay, okay. Thank you, everyone.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.